Hi and welcome back. In this video we'll talk about dates and times. Working with dates and times is an extremely useful skill, but it can be quite confusing. In this video we'll look at simplifying working with dates and times slightly using Python built-in modules. Now, I cannot teach you everything there is to know about dates and times. There's just too much, and it's always a contentious and difficult topic, but I can help you and start you in the journey and tell you a bit about how I work with dates and times and how you can work with your users and dates and times. The main date and time module in Python is called datetime. And confusingly enough, one of the most important classes in that module is also called datetime. So we're going to be doing from datetime, import datetime. So here we're importing this datetime class, which is going to allow us to do some stuff. For example, datetime.now. Datetime.now is going to give us the current time of our operating system. And as you can see, the current time for me is 15:45. Been recording for a while, should probably stop soon. Now, this is giving you what's called a naive datetime object. A naive object doesn't know about time zones, so it has no information about the time zone. Therefore, if I give this time to a computer in the United States, it's not going to know that they should show a different time. They're going to think, okay, the time that this is showing is 3:45. That's cool. What they don't know is that I am in the UK, and this is the time in the UK. So without a time zone information like this thing here, datetime objects are, I'd say, not very useful. And that's because you cannot give them to anybody. You can't show it to your user because you don't know if that time is correct when you're showing it to them. You don't know where the user is and where you were when you recorded this time, so you cannot possibly show them in a way that's relevant to them. For example, if I went to the United States with this time, it would be in the future. So, not great. So what to do is we can say print, not that, print datetime.now, but we can also pass it in the time zone that we want it in. So for that we have to import datetime, and also we have to import time zone from the datetime module. And what we're going to do is say timezone.utc. UTC is not actually a time zone, but it is the universal time standard. It is the central time, normally matching GMT, and it essentially allows everybody to talk about time with the same frame of reference. So somebody in America who talks about the time in UTC is going to be talking about the same time that I'm talking about when I talk about time in UTC. Even though it's not an actual time zone, no country follows UTC as a time zone. If we print this out, you'll see that the time is the same, but now we have what's called an aware object, a time zone aware object that says +00:00. What this means is that the current time in UTC is equal to the time in UTC with no offset. Okay, so the time here on the left is the UTC time, and now we have that the offset at where this time was taken is 0. So now we know it's a UTC time because the offset is 0. This time here was also a UTC time, but that's because my time zone right now also has an offset of 0, because right now I'm in GMT. And GMT also has an offset of 0 compared to UTC. However, if I